On this edition of In the Know, we are talking all about tropical storm activity. Not just the Atlantic side, though. We're talking about the Pacific side. Here's some scenes out of the Philippines after we've been tracking 5 tropical activities in the past 3 weeks. Out of the 5, 4 actually made landfall and turned into a typhoon. Now, this country in the Philippines, they've evacuated tens of thousands of people from their homes. Dozens of flights have canceled after a super typhoon was unleashed, packing winds of just under 200 kilometers an hour. Here to talk more about these systems, we have Melinda Singh. Now, I think it's important, Melinda, to take note, because we talk mainly about Atlantic systems, I find here. What's the difference between a typhoon and a hurricane?
So basically, Victoria, a typhoon is a tropical cyclone in the northern hemisphere that forms west of the international dateline with sustained winds over 119 kilometers per hour. A typhoon, a hurricane, and a cyclone is essentially the same thing, but it all depends on the criteria and exactly where they form across the globe.
The Pacific activity has absolutely just ramped up, Melinda. What have we been monitoring this season so far?
Well, in the last 3 weeks, Victoria, we have seen 5 systems that have impacted the Philippines, 4 of those being a typhoon, like you mentioned earlier, and 1 was a tropical storm. Now, this has definitely been all due to sea surface temperatures because they are well above where they should be for this time of year, especially across western Pacific Ocean. Now, look at these in the low 30s and the high 20s. This is definitely a lot more energy to sustain and make these storms a lot more stronger as they continue to impact parts of the West.
Yeah, that water temperature really helping to fuel these systems. What are we currently watching right now? Is this Philippine story ongoing?
It still is. We did have recently Super Typhoon Usagi that made impact across parts of Taiwan. Now we're also tracking Typhoon Manny. This is going to be making landfall over the Philippines in the coming days. And it's also going to be tracking westward over the China Sea and impacting parts of eastern China as we head through Monday. But it was a Category 5 storm at one point. It will downgrade to a tropical storm as we head into Tuesday.
Now let's head to the Atlantic side here. We've been talking about tropical system Sara. What's happening there? This is the scenes out of Honduras. You can see obviously lots of rain fell, but what else happened?
You know, we're seeing the strong gusty winds as well, but the primary effect here is the rainfall. This is bringing in catastrophic flooding and even the threat for landslides. As it moves over land, it's going to become a tropical depression. But yes, well over 700 to 1,000 millimeters are likely by Sunday with the entirety of this system. Victoria, we're also tracking the potential of this moving back into the Gulf of Mexico, recurving around that high pressure system and pushing into Florida. But sea surface temperatures are not that warm, so it might likely just be some rainfall and some strong gusty winds.